Welcome back to this special series of Cantonese How Do You Say podcast. This is Eugene from LearnDialect.sg. So we are now in the Say It Like You Own It segment, where our guest speaker, Eric Chow, and myself focus on helping you sound like a true Cantonese by learning how to ask some simple but useful Cantonese questions. The last episode was about getting to know someone, including asking about their occupation and hobbies. This week, we'll focus on asking a date out. Ready? Let's go! Previously, we were talking about getting to know someone better, and if you're single, you'd like to go on the next step of asking a date out. What we're going to talk next is something that you definitely wouldn't want to miss out on as we continue our chat, right, with Eric. So, Eric, what's the sweetest thing that you've done for a girl?
You know, I have been looking around, even when we're together, I look around at other girls. But you're still the best.
Ah, okay. So that's what you would say to your wife?
I did. She caught me looking at other girls.
And what was the reaction?
Of course, she didn't believe me.
So I guess before we're at the stage of asking someone out, we got to suss out a person's likes or dislikes. At least, well, that's what I would do. So in the next few questions that I'll be asking, we'll have some questions in English and we'll have Eric help us to translate into Cantonese, as well as the various typical responses of generally how would you expect someone to respond to all these questions. Okay, so the first question, what do you like to eat?
你中意食啲咩㗎?
Okay. How would you expect somebody to respond to a question like that then?
Okay. Typical responses will be something like 我中意去飲茶,我中意食西餐, 我中意食日本嘢, 我中意食韓國嘢, 我中意食意大利嘢.
Okay.
And the 嘢 is actually referring to cuisine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then earlier on you were giving Sai Chan, this refers to Western cuisine.
Yes.
Italy is Italian.
Yes, Italian dish,
Okay.
cuisine. 日本餐, 去飲茶.
飲茶 means going for dim sum.
Right.
日本餐 means Japanese cuisine.
Right.
Right? And presume if you're going out on date, you have to ask for a table, when you go to a restaurant. So how would you ask for a table for, let's say, 2, of course? 3 is too much of a crowd.
Okay, the receptionist will ask you how many people do you have. The normal response will be 我哋有兩位.
Which means we have 2 of us.
Right.
Okay. And are there any other forms of responses?
You can also say 我需要兩個人嘅台.
So I need a table for 2. Okay.
Right.
Alright, that is what do you like to eat. And you can try and observe whether it's Italian, Japanese, Western cuisine, or going simply for dim sum. Next question. What is your favorite place to hang out in Singapore?
通常你中意去邊度玩㗎?
Okay. So where do you like to hang out in Singapore then, Eric?
That's a very tough question. To be honest, I go to children's schools most of the time. Okay, supermarkets. I'll see these are my favorite hangouts, or rather places I must go. But joke aside, I normally like to visit small eateries. I like to go to historic places.
Right.
Right.
So you visit the museums and a lot of different cafes.
Museums, not too often, because the museums is maybe once or twice, you find it enough. But normally on the weekends, we will try to look for something special for meals, not the typical shopping mall chain restaurants.
Right.
Yeah, maybe.
So
just
what are some of the special areas that you've been to then?
Okay, I like places such as Little India, Juchiat,
Right.
and Arab Street.
Arab Street.
Yeah,
okay.
Arab Street, you call it Kampong Glam area. Yes.
Kampong Glam. There's a lot of Turkish food, etc., right?
Yes, local food, Malay food, and all that. Yeah.
So that's where you get a day off from cooking.
Yes, or they get sick of my cooking.
Okay, and you have to go to a supermarket a lot, I presume, to buy all the dishes. Do we have a specific term to say supermarket in Cantonese?
超級市場.
超級市場. Because in Hokkien we generally don't. We just say NTUC or Sheng Siong or Giant. So that's the difference, I guess, between Cantonese and Hokkien over here.
Right.
Okay. We covered certain responses to what do you like to eat. So now we'll cover certain typical responses for the favorite place to hang out in Singapore. Generally, I think as Singaporeans, one of our favorite place to hang out would be probably the restaurants. So how do we say restaurants in Cantonese?
Normally, you can say 餐厅,
Mm-hmm.
but there are different categories.
Okay.
餐厅 may mean somewhere you have to spend a bit of money,
Okay,
a bit more money.
Right.
So type of restaurant can range from 茶餐厅.
Mm-hmm. So 茶餐厅 is something like our specialized coffee shops in Hong Kong.
Low-end eateries, I would say
Low-end
eateries, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 茶餐厅, you
Right.
have 酒樓. I think
So
generally you
餐廳
can...
would be for restaurants.
Restaurant, yes.
Okay. And let's say something that I like to do a lot, watching movies. So we go to the cinema. So how do we say cinemas in
去睇戲.
睇戲?
Right.
去睇戲, which means going to the movies.
Right.
Okay. And if you're more of an outdoors person, you'd like to go to the beach. How do we say beach in Cantonese?
海邊
海邊
or 沙灘.
Okay, 海邊 or 沙灘. So that's some typical responses to the favorite place to hang out. And we know where to find Eric in Singapore, Arab Street, Juchet, Little India. What is your favorite hobby then?
I collect coins. I study coins.
Okay.
Specific period of history, specific country, specific materials.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you go really in depth into it.
Yes, I will try to spend my free time looking at different coins and studying history.
Right.
Yeah.
What are some of the interesting stories or one of the rarest coin that you have in your collection?
Okay, we all know what's happening in Hong Kong recently, and it struck my interest to get some of the special coins from Hong Kong. The latest acquisition was 0.1 cent Hong Kong coin. It
0.1 cent?
Yes, it is the lowest denomination ever issued in Hong Kong. It was issued between 1863 to 1866.
Wow.
Yeah, in diameter it's only 15 mm, so it's pretty small.
Okay.
Right.
With a face value of 0.1 cent, how much is it worth today?
In today's value, probably you can buy a couple of sweets, a pack of sweets. It's hard to imagine such a small coin you can buy with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look from a value perspective, it's probably a few hundred times, considering that 0.1 cents and you buy a few packs of sweets, that's like what, $1?
Oh yes, I think so. Yes, easily. Right. Yeah.
So how do you say what is your favorite hobby in Cantonese?
你有咩嗜好㗎？
你有咩嗜好? Okay. So now we'll cover certain typical responses. Let's start with a hobby that Eric likes a lot, cooking. Okay.
煮嘢.
So it's 煮嘢 means cooking. And again, if you're a sporty person, you like to play sports, you like to do sports.
做運動.
做運動. Last but not least, karaoke. I think a favorite pastime. You're not out in the sun, there's aircon, and you get to sing your heart out.
唱 K.
唱 K. So these are the three big hobbies. Again, if there's any others that springs to mind, let us know. And next question. What would your perfect day be like? How do you say that in Cantonese?
Okay. 你心目中最理想嘅一日係點樣度過㗎?
Okay. And for you, what would be your perfect day then? When the
I
kids start to cook and wash the dishes.
No, I mean, I am just a regular guy. I'm happy with every single day. Every single day is a perfect day. Yeah.
But wouldn't it be better if your wife and kids starts to cook for you, start to do the dishes?
Then what do I do?
Collect coins!
No.
Well, Eric is a very humble guy, so he rather do the house chores, the dishes, so that his family can rest. And once again, what would your perfect day be like in Cantonese?
你心目中最理想嘅一日係點樣度過㗎?
And finally, the big question, once you get to know someone better, you think that person is a potential date, you start to ask, can I ask you out? And I'm going to bring you to... How do we say this in Cantonese then?
Okay, we won't use the direct translation of can I ask you out.
Okay.
The most likely scenario will be 你下個禮拜得唔得閒啊? And if you are a guy, you talk to a girl, somehow they have some instinct. They know what you mean.
Okay. Now, I would like to conclude this portion of asking a date out by going through the 5 questions again and some typical responses. I'll say it in English and Eric would help to translate it into Cantonese. So, first of all, what do you like to eat?
你鍾意食啲咩啊?
Okay, and if it's Japanese?
我鍾意食日本餐.
Italian?
我鍾意食意大利嘢.
Okay, any other kind of random response?
我乜都鍾意.
我乜都鍾意.
This is a very dangerous question. Or dangerous answer.
Dangerous answer.
Yeah, you do.
What is your favorite place to hang out in Singapore?
你喺新加坡中意去啲咩地方？
Okay, 你去新加坡中意去咩地方? If I like to go to restaurants, it would be.
我中意去餐廳，
And the movies.
我中意去睇戲，
And finally, the beach.
我中意去海邊。
Okay, or 沙灘. Number 3, what is your favorite hobby?
哦，你有啲咩嗜好㗎？
你有啲咩嗜好㗎? Okay, and if I like to cook,
我中意烹飪，我中意煮嘢。
so 烹飪 would be more formal, right?
Yes，
Okay, 煮嘢 would be more informal. If I like to do sports,
做運動、
okay, and finally singing my hearts out at the karaoke,
唱 K。
唱 K. All right. Question number 4, what would your perfect day be like?
你心目中最理想嘅一日係點樣度過㗎？
Okay. And finally, the big question of can I ask you out? And I'm going to bring you to.
下個禮拜得唔得閒啊？
Okay.
我想帶你去。
Hoi ... Okay, and that's for the couple to decide where to get out to themselves. Hi there! Once again, this is Eugene from LearnDialect.sg. So for this podcast, we have explored various ways of asking a date out. We have also provided some common responses in Cantonese. Do you have any other questions that you think are good to understand your potential date better? If so, do let us know by leaving a comment. Finally, stay tuned for the final episode of this special Cantonese How Do You Say podcast series, where you'll learn how to give compliments as well as be given some further ideas on the topics that you can talk with your date.